Ontario's Education Minister Stephen Lecce announces a $180 million plan to boost both math and literacy across the province, which includes the hiring of 1,000 new teachers, as well as what he calls an overhaul of the Ontario literacy curriculum.
First, we're going to be investing more than $180 million in additional funding for the coming school year focused on math and reading supports.
Ontario's two-pronged plan to boost math and literacy amongst schools includes money towards a new modernized math curriculum that mandates coding and financial literacy for every grade. The province will also introduce one math lead per school board to direct curriculum implementation and training, and a math action team made up of trained math educators whose job is to help school boards with ways to improve student math performance. Lecce says the money will be divided so all school boards will benefit.
Some of the funding is based on enrollment of children, and some of it will be triaged to help kids in schools that have historically been low performing. That 20% of schools that have historically been underperforming in Ontario with respect to math.
Now, in terms of literacy, the province will hire 700 new educators to support development and do a complete overhaul of the entire language curriculum, expected to be in place by September, and a new standardized screening tool.
Every student in their second year of kindergarten, in grade 1 and in grade 2, will be screened to ensure they're meeting the provincial standard.
But Laura Walton, president of CUPE's Ontario School Board Council of Unions, says the Ford government continues to fail to listen to frontline staff.
If we want our youngest students to really achieve and excel, what we need to do is ensure that there is a DECE in every single classroom and that kindergarten classrooms are smaller. What we don't need is to invest in some tech firms, online testing method that can be done up to 2 times a year. Parents and families want education workers in front of their students. They don't want any more computers.
Walton goes on to call the announcement a distraction, as she says it only really works out to be less than 50 cents per child.
Is this just a distraction for what's going to be happening later on? That's really what concerns me the most, because what we know is we need to have custodians in making sure our schools are clean and secure and safe. We need to have EAs, we need to have clerical, we need to have DCEs, we need to have library workers. Most of our libraries are now going unstaffed, and yet he does this announcement in a library. It wasn't lost on me. We also need to make sure that we are supporting our teachers and education workers. They're leaving en masse. And so when you pull another, 100 out to go up to the Ministry of Education, who is taking their spot? And is that the best use of taxpayers' dollars? I think taxpayers have been loud and clear. They want the investment in frontline workers.
Now, I just want to mention back to that screening tool that I had mentioned earlier. The Ford government says that they will be footing the bill for all school boards to have access to it, as well as Lecce says it will help over 400,000 students per year to have basic assessment up to 2 times per year. As well, Ontario parents will have access to it on the report cards. For City News, I'm Rhianne Campbell.